In 1969, an unknown person mailed a letter filled with symbols. He claimed responsibility for killings. He demanded to be understood on his terms. Some of his codes were broken. Some revealed fragments of meaning. But one message remains unresolved, not because it is too complex, but because it may not want to be solved. What if the final cipher wasn't confession, but a design meant to outlive its author? The message is still speaking. The author is not. Some crimes end with arrests. Some end with confessions. And some end with silence, punctuated only by symbols that refuse to explain themselves. For more than half a century, one unknown individual communicated with the world through codes, not to be understood, but to be remembered. The Zodiac Killer did not just commit crimes. He left puzzles behind, as if his legacy depended not on identity, but on indecipherability. And among those puzzles, there remains a final message, a cipher that still resists closure, the language of a specter. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, letters began arriving at newspapers and police departments across Northern California. Each envelope carried symbols, geometric marks, cryptic patterns, deliberate misspellings. They were not random. They were designed to control the narrative. The sender wanted to be read, but only partially understood. The Zodiac Killer framed his crimes as a game of intellect, daring authorities and the public to decode him. He constructed a persona through riddles, a man defined by encryption, the psychology of the ciphers. Cryptographers described the Zodiac's codes as inconsistent but intentional. Some were solvable. Others were deliberately structured to frustrate. This pattern suggests a psychological profile, a person seeking attention but also dominance, a communicator who wanted control over comprehension. By embedding meaning in symbols, he transformed fear into a puzzle and the public into unwilling participants. The final message, years after his confirmed communications ceased, one cipher emerged that has never been definitively resolved. Short, dense, ambiguous. Unlike earlier messages, it offered no clear confession, no obvious threat. It offered only structure. Symbols arranged with careful symmetry, repeating patterns. Hints of language, but no certainty. Some analysts believe it contains a personal signature. Others think it encodes a final taunt. Still others suspect it is meaningless, a constructed maze designed to waste decades of attention. The modern decoders, in the digital age, hobbyists and professionals alike have attempted to break the code. Machine learning models, linguistic frequency analysis, crowdsourced cryptography, partial interpretations surface periodically. Claims of breakthroughs circulate online, but no consensus emerges. Every solution is provisional, every interpretation disputed. The cipher functions less as a message and more as a psychological artifact. What the cipher suggests. Some decrypted fragments suggest obsession with identity, control, and permanence. Others suggest nihilism. Some imply fantasy narratives detached from reality, but the core truth remains. The cipher may not be meant to be solved. It may be meant to persist, a riddle that keeps the sender alive in discourse, long after physical disappearance. The problem of legacy. True crime narratives often seek closure, but the Zodiac case resists resolution. The cipher outlives suspects, investigations, and generations. It is a fixed object in an evolving interpretive landscape. Each attempt to decode, it renews the killer's presence in public consciousness. In that sense, the cipher succeeds. The silence between symbols without confirmed meaning, create a particular kind of dread. They suggest intent without clarity, message without confession, presence without identity. The Zodiac Killer engineered a communication that survives without him. And every time someone studies a cipher, they complete the final step of his design. They listen, cold, closing monologue, narrator measured, distant. The Zodiac Killer may never be named, but his symbols endure, etched into archives, servers, and memory. The final cipher remains unsolved, suspended between mathematics and mythology. It is not evidence. It is not confession. It is a conversation that never ends. Perhaps that was the point. Not to be caught, not to be understood, but to ensure that decades later, strangers would still be trying to think like him, and in trying to decode his last message, we keep answering a question he asked without speaking. Are you still listening? He wanted to be remembered, and we're still doing exactly what he asked.